United have just drawn away to the Tractor Boys, Ipswich Town, and what can I say? It was disappointing. Was it on Amorim? No. Hell no. That was not on Ruben Amorim. That was on the players. I think we're going to realize as Man United fans, right, that most of our players are not good enough. Like, don't get me wrong. Under the previous regime, under the previous manager of Ten Hag and all of those guys, they were not good enough. Like, don't get it twisted. Eric Ten Hag and his backroom staff were simply not good enough. However, when it comes to the players that we have as part of our first team squad, we're in trouble because these guys are not good. Like, I'm telling you now, these guys are not good. I mean, I don't know. They're just not good enough. We went away to Ipswich. I know they've drawn with as Villa and Chelsea, and then beaten Spurs. I get that, but they're not exactly top class. Like Ipswich aren't top class at all. They're just a bang average side that's literally fighting relegation. Third from the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. And we made them look like flipping prime Barcelona today. Like, don't get me wrong. The game starts, we play very well. We have a good start to the game. Amad Diallo, solo run down the wing. Looks up, crosses the ball. Rashford literally just guides it in with his left foot. Makes it 1-0 Man United in 81 seconds. I'm thinking, okay, here we go. We're off and running. We're about to cook now. Didn't happen. It just didn't happen. These guys have just let us down yet again. I don't know how many times this will continue to happen. I genuinely don't know how many times it's going to happen. How is it that every single time, bro, it's a new manager. We didn't even get a new manager bounce. Do you know how crazy that is to not get a new manager bounce? We can't blame Amorim for today's result. We can't. Of course, there was a few players in the lineup that I didn't want to see start. However, they got to start, so it is what it is. It's Amorim's first game. Most Man United fans said that they want to give the what you call it? They were going to give Amorim time and see what he could do. But some of the guys who were picked today, man, honestly, the likes of Garnacho starting in part of that front three, Ahmad playing as a wing back, Mazraoui playing as part of the back three, Evans on the left, oh my God, getting exposed, Casemiro and Eriksen, that midfield, no legs, like, oh man, come on guys. But anyways, I see some of the comments are coming through. City of Riley says, hello, Blue Pineapple. Okay, hi Riley. Neon Potato Fry says, who's your favorite team? Man United, right there, you can see. Human says, what's up, Human? Manchester United, stand up, let's go. Rajat V says, I'm kinda pissed off. Bro, you're not the only one, eh? You're not the only one. I think going into this game, guys, we thought we were gonna win, man. Like, I'm not pissed off, but I am disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. But I have realized that these players are not good enough, man. They're just not. Vimal says, hello, bro. How are you, Vimal? Rajat says, half of these guys are kids, though. Yeah, I get that they're kids, but some of them are just not good enough. If you're old enough to play for the team, then you're either good enough or you're not. It's not about age. Vimal says, I'm live from India, Himalaya. Oh, shout out Vimal from India, Himalaya. I hope everyone's good. Maybe everyone in the chat can let me know where they're from right now, or where they're watching from right now. And yeah, man, for those who haven't already, please hit the like button, guys. Let's hit those like numbers. And for those who are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. But back to the game. Man United started very well. We scored a goal, first 81 seconds. I'm thinking, okay, things are going to turn out well. But it just didn't work out that way. We were bad, man. I genuinely think after scoring the goal, I don't know if they just relaxed or they just got too comfortable or they just took, Ipswich for granted, but we just didn't play well. We were poor. We were really, really poor. We didn't do well at all, at all, at all, at all. Like literally, our man of the match today was our goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Onana was our man of the match. He made some two big saves. One in the first half to deny Liam Delap. In on goal, one-on-one, just a massive save. For me personally, that save of the season, based on the saves I've seen so far this season, that save from Onana was that good. It was very good. And then again, to go from that to see him do it again in the second half, beginning of the second half, Liam Delap again tries to flick the ball into the after the ball was crossed into the box. Onana makes a big save yet again. I'm thinking, Onana made about 2 or 3 big saves tonight, and he really helped us. And as much as we wanted the 3 points today, a 1-1 was all we deserved. Like genuinely, if that game had ended and Ipswich had actually won it, I don't think there could have been many complaints from Man United fans, because, like I said, we weren't good enough on the day. We were absolutely poor, man. We didn't do anything, nothing. Second half, okay, first half, 50-50 ball possession, I get that. But second half come, and we improved the ball position. At some point I saw us be on around 72% ball possession, but the amount of chances that we had in the second half as compared to Crystal Palace, it's to Ipswich Town, we're less. you get me? So if we're letting Ipswich Town create more chances than us, then we're in trouble. Seriously, we're in serious trouble. Because Ipswich Town should not be creating more chances than us. They simply should not be creating more chances than us, but they did. It was really disappointing on my part. I can't lie. I wasn't happy. It was slow. It was lethargic. We kept on doing that nonsense of passing backward. I remember seeing a shot whereby they showed Ruben Amorim on the bench, and he's just there sitting, shaking his head. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. We were so rubbish. We were so rubbish. The boys are afraid to take their man on, which every time we get the ball, we're going to go backwards and backward and backward and backward. Wasn't making any sense. It really wasn't. But what can we say, man? Same old Man United. Poor game. Poor, I don't even know. Like I said, I can't even blame it on the coach, man. The players have to show some professional pride. You can't always need to have, I don't know, what do they even need at this point? Like genuinely, what do they need? Because it's supposed to be easy. It's Ipswich. We've got flipping, is it Bodo Glimt or whoever it is, and some other small club in the Europa League. Then we've got Everton at home. These 3 games, the first 3 games, Ipswich, Everton and Bodo Glimt, they were supposed to be easy games for us. We should have won all 3 of them. We've already drawn the first one, so we need to win the next game against, I think it's Bodo Glimt in the Europa League. And then we need to beat Everton as well at Old Trafford. Because after that, the games get tougher. We get the likes of Man City, we've got Arsenal, we've got, what these boys called? Nottingham Forest. And I know they lost to Arsenal yesterday, but they've been good so far throughout the season. So if we're not careful, we might find ourselves without a win. We have to make sure that the Everton game now is a must-win game. It's our first game at home in front of the Stratford end. We have to win the game. We have to win that game. Because I thought, you know what, going away to Ipswich should be tricky, won't be as easy as people think, but we should get the win. At least 2-1, 3-1, somewhere there. But no, we go and draw. And we didn't even deserve the draw. We were lucky to get the draw. We were poor. Honestly, man, this guys, it's not looking good. It's not looking good so far. And as for what you call the players we've got so far, I don't know if they're suited to the formation 3-4-3. I don't know if they can play it or not. But I know it's going to take time, and we are going to have to, as Man United fans, the same way we gave Eric Ten Hag a lot of time, and we're patient with him and gave him a chance to create his thing in his first season, we're going to have to do the same thing this season with Amorim. We have to give him time. We have to give him the opportunity to get his own players into the team. Because until that happens, we're not going anywhere as a club. We're not, because half those players today were just not good enough, man. I mean, we may as well move on to the player ratings. Starting from Andre Onana in goal. And for those who aren't aware, my player ratings are quite simple. I go from 1 being very poor, 5 being average, and 10 being excellent. And starting at number 1, Andre Onana, man of the match. There's no need to try and act like this is a surprise or anything like that. Man of the match, our best player tonight was Andre Onana. He's the sole reason why we're leaving that we left that stadium today with a point. He is, because he made some big saves. So for me, Andre Onana gets man of the match. How do I even rate him? I'm gonna give him a. He made some worldies, man. 2 world-class saves to deny Liam Delap. So for me, Onana gets an 8. He's my man of the match. He gets an 8. And then moving it on to back 3. So I'm gonna leave I'm gonna count the wing backs as midfielders. So back 3, we had Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Evans. Mazraoui on the right side of the back 3, he looked alright. Didn't really give the ball away too much. Wasn't really imperious. Delap gave them a lot of problems. The whole back 3, he gave them a lot of problems. But in as much as our defense wasn't great today, Mazraoui was alright. So I'm gonna give Mazraoui a slightly above average 6. And then moving it on to what's his name, Matthias De Ligt in the middle of the back 3. Again, he was alright, but Delap gave him lots of problems along with the rest of the back 3. So I'm gonna give him a 6 as well. Moving it on to Johnny Evans on the left. He played as on the left side of the back 3. As soon as I saw that in the starting 11, I said, Evans might be a problem for us today. I said it. As soon as I saw that back 3, I said, Evans being the one, not central, but being the one on the left, being asked to track or move out wide and cover the half spaces, that's a mistake from Amorim. I'm not Amorim out or anything like that, but I feel that was a big mistake from him. But he will learn as time goes on. He'll learn. It was bad, man. Evans was shocking. I think he was our worst player today. He and Casemiro was very bad. But him in particular, Johnny Evans was the worst player on the pitch for me. So for me, he was awful. He looked old. And I know he's actually old, but today he actually looked his age. Omari Hutchinson was just spinning him and just going past him at ease, bruh. It was poor. I'm going to give Evans, that was his worst performance since I see him come back to Man United in the past 2 years. For me, Evans gets a 2. And then now moving it on to the midfield, starting with the wing backs, with Diogo Dalot left wing back rather. He was poor as well. I don't know what's going on with Diogo Dalot, but so far this season, this guy's been very bad, man. He's been very bad. The usual Diogo Dalot who we know, who plays well, going forward and defensively, solid, creating chances for the attackers. I don't know, but where that Dalot is gone, because the Dalot we've gotten so far, it's not the one. This is definitely not the Diogo Dalot that we've come to love and know. Like this guy, he's playing horrible, man. He's almost playing against us. I promise you, he's almost playing against us. And he was pathetic again today. He's one of my favorite players, but I have to be honest, I have to keep it real. It was poor. So for me, Dalot gets a below average 4. I know I said Evans was the worst player on the pitch, got a 2. Dalot for me gets a 4. He was very bad. He was. Moving it on to the other side of the wing backs, we had my boy Amad Diallo, one of my favorite players as well. He played well. However, going forward, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit worrying for me if he can do that role long term. Because I'm more of a guy like, you see how Antonio Conte, right, when he played a 3-4-3 in the Premier League, he had a left-footed left wing back and a right-footed right wing back. So it was a lot easier for them to just bomb up and down the lines and just whip balls in for the striker and the rest of the attackers. But with Amorim, he wants to play a left-footed right wing back and a right-footed left wing back, which means I don't know if he's expecting them to be cutting inside or what, but I don't know, man. It looks a bit worrying. Also, with someone like Ahmed, I thought he'd be one of the 2 players behind the number 9, one of the 2 10s. I thought we'd have the front three of maybe Rashford, Ahmad, and with Ahmad and Bruno Fernandes just behind Rashford. But he actually played Ahmad on the right back, a right wing back, which, yeah, I don't know about that. Look, I know he's got good work rate and all of that, but I prefer Ahmad closer to goal. He makes things happen for us. I know he made the goal. I know he literally made the goal from right wing back. I still prefer him closer to goal. You know, that position where Garnacho was playing, I would have moved what's his name, Bruno Fernandes over to the left and played Ahmad on the right, just behind either Rashford or Lando Ziggs, whoever one. But I don't know. Maybe let's see what he does in the next game. Maybe he changes it around. But for me, Amad Diallo was another one who played for a while for us. I'm gonna give him a 7. I thought he was good. I thought he played well, Amad Diallo. And then moving it on to the 2 central midfielders for us today, Casemiro and Christian Eriksen. Yeah, that was bad. that was really, really bad. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, I get it, they're old, right? But just like Johnny Evans, they both looked old today. They looked their ages. Getting run through. The only difference now is usually under 10 out, right? We used to see our midfield get overrun all the time and they would just run through it. And whenever they would run through it, there'd be like acres and acres of space of the opposition to attack or to shoot or make a pass to the other attackers. But today, because of the formation, it's a back 5. Basically, it's a 3-4-3, so it's a back 3 when we attack, but when we defend, it's like a back 5. So at least whenever they bypassed our midfield of Eriksen and Casemiro, they had to go through someone like De Ligt, Mazraoui, and of course Evans. So that kind of helped alleviate the pressure a bit today, but I'm not going to lie, the midfield was poor, man. Casemiro, very bad today. Very, very bad. Another one, look, when he plays well, I praise him. But when he doesn't, I call it as it is and say, you know, Casemiro didn't play well today. And that, unfortunately, today was the case. He did not play well at all. At all. He deserved to be hooked when he got hooked. I think it was around the 55th minute. He deserved it. So he got replaced. For me, Casemiro, score-wise, he's the guy who let Omario Hutchinson turn him and score that absolute belter. No, it was a deflection. Took a big deflection off of Mazraoui's head. But Casemiro just didn't look at the races today. So for me, I'm gonna give him a 4. That's his player rating. And then moving it on to Christian Eriksen, again, I also thought he was poor. I thought he was slow. He looked old. He didn't have the energy or the legs to cover the ground. He wasn't that good creatively or offensively. He was just poor. I'm gonna give him an average 5, and I think that is a very generous 5, if I'm being honest. But then moving forward to the attack, we had 2 of the guys behind the striker in Bruno Fernandes as well as Alejandro Garnacho. Start with Garnacho on the left, full of energy, full of endeavor, running up and down, but there's no end product. I've always said that this kid is very frustrating. People say I'm too hard on him, people say I'm too negative, should give him a chance. But he just keeps showing me week in, week out why I don't rate him. It's not good enough technically. Very, 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 very indecisive. His final decision making in the final third. The end product is just not there with Garnacho. It's bad. I know he's young, maybe he'll develop it as it grows, but right now as we speak, there's no final product with him. Poor again. I've always said I believe this guy should be coming off of Manchester United's bench against tired defenders. That's what I've always said when it comes to Garnacho. He is not a starter for this club. He's not ready for it. He's not good enough yet. As if he'll ever be good enough. But right now, he's definitely not good enough to be starting for Man United. So, it was poor for me. He tried and tried, but it just didn't have the quality really. It didn't. But how much am I going to score him? I'm going to give him an average 5. I am going to give Garnacho an average 5. Moving it on to Bruno Fernandes, non-existent. Portuguese Magnifico, most creative player in the league. Absolute rubbish. I don't rate him. People know this. Those who've been watching the channel, they know I don't rate this guy at all. Of course, he gets goals and assists, and maybe as time goes on, maybe he's learning the formation, just like the rest of his teammates. Maybe they'll get better with time. But based on what I'm seeing right now, currently, Nah, the signs aren't good. Not good at all. It's a mess, and it seems like it's gonna take a lot for us to get back to a place where we're challenging. Ruben Amorim is a good coach. Don't get it twisted. He's a very good coach. However, the players he's got at his disposal, a large percentage of that play or those players are not good enough. I'm telling you, Bruno Fernandes was an absolute ghost today. Created nothing. He's probably the worst corner taker I've ever seen in my life. All his corners never seem to go past the first man in the corner, and when he does, when Fernandes does hit a corner that goes straight into the box and goes past the first man, it goes straight to the keeper. The keeper just easily clutches it and goes down and says, calm down, guys. Let's see the game out." If he doesn't do that, he does that stupid thing whereby they try and pass each other by the corner and try and whip into the box, and it never works. This Man United set piece coach needs to be sacked. The guy's not good enough. Look, genuinely, can someone tell me in the chat, when last did Manchester United score a goal from like a free kick, like one of our players crossed it into the box and some of us headed it or finished it? When last did we get a corner, whip it into the box and actually score directly? I don't remember it. It's probably been 4 or 5 years. We're awful at set pieces, guys. Both at attacking them and defending them. So it's one of those things where it's just frustrating. Bruno Fernandes was awful today. Captain, absolute ghost, kept on misplacing passes. He looked moody. Whenever we wouldn't get the ball, he'd be throwing his arms up in the air, moaning as usual. But he wasn't good. He honestly wasn't good from a captain's perspective. I'm going to give him an average 5 as a score for player rating. And then moving it on to the final man, Marcus Rashford. He played as a number 9 today, and he showed exactly why he should never, ever again play there. He's awful in the 9-man. Look, Rashford is awful in general. He's been awful the past couple of years. Let's not lie. But him in the 10, yeah, that's something else. In the 9, rather. He doesn't seem to have the knowledge or the know-how of playing as an actual out-and-out number 9. Look at Liam Delap for Ipswich today, imposing himself. I know they built differently. Delap is a big, strong, physical, quick number 9, and he's bullying the defenders, he's aggressive. All those things are complete or polar opposites to what Marcus Rashford is. So to see him get basically bullied and not be in the game, I mean, look, don't get me wrong, he scored a good goal. He scored that tap in, he scored good cross from Ahmad. He taps it in, 1-0 Man United. Cool. Happy days. I'm thinking from here, we can only go up. We're going to improve and improve and improve. But no, we didn't improve. We were poor, which is frustrating on my part. So, if you're asking me, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I saw the only good thing Rashford did besides scoring was bring back his celebration to where he points at his head. That was the only other good thing which he did. Apart from that, what else did he do? He barely got on the ball. When he got the ball, he misplaced it. He couldn't hold play up. He wasn't running the channels. He wasn't creating chances for himself. He wasn't doing anything. Fair enough, he got the ball, but when it comes to player ratings, I'm going to give him a very, very, very generous 5. He was that non-existent. Even though he scored the goal for us, I'm going to give him a generous 5. So for me, Marcus Rashford gets a 5 out of 10. And that basically wraps up player ratings. There's no point talking about guys that came off the bench. Of course, we saw Luke Shaw come back from injury around the 60th minute. We saw Mason Mount, he's back also from injury. He got a 5-minute cameo. Who else came off the bench? Ugarte came off the bench. Zirkzee, Hoyland came off the bench. Hoyland wasted the time. But yeah, man, it's looking spooky for Ruben Amorim. And that's not on him, that's on the players. The players he has are not good enough. This is exactly why someone like him should have been hired in the summer. I was out here advocating for Erik ten Hag to be sacked so we could get a competent manager. Why did I say that? I said if we keep Ten Hag, he'll be sacked by Christmas. Latest, he'll be sacked by Christmas, he'll be gone. And the new manager will be stuck with Ten Hag's players. Now we've got to sign players this summer. The likes of Yoro, who, looks like he's got a bright future. Mazraoui, signing of the summer so far, brilliant. De Ligt has been steady. But then Zirkzee is a good technical player. Does it suit Amorim's style? He might. I think he actually might. And then you've got, there's another player who we signed. Who is it? I spoke about Euro, De Ligt, Mazraoui, Ugarte. Oh, Ugarte I didn't speak of. Ugarte is the other one we signed. Of course, he managed him in Sporting, but can you get the best out of him? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get the best out of him. It's just one of those things, but it was very, very underwhelming, man. We had a very high, big build-up into this game, thinking Amorim is here, he's going to change things, he's going to play the right players. And he picked the 11, I don't blame him. He's going to try things out. It's going to take time. Give him time. Back the manager. Yes, I'm Amorim in full force. Fully behind the manager. Back the manager, guys. But, like I said, disappointing performance. Not on Amorim at all. It's on those useless players, those criminals who get paid for doing nothing. But at the end of the day, we drew 1-1, and we were lucky to get that draw at that point. But it is what it is. United have drawn, and I believe we're still 13th in the league, which is annoying. But what can we do? We don't have good players. So I'm going to move it on to some of the other games that we saw yesterday. Or before I even get there, today we saw Liverpool win yet again against Southampton. I know it was a bit of a tricky game for them there to win by 3-2. Mo Salah yet again coming to the party. This guy, Mohamed Salah. When are we going to get to a point where we just talk about Mohamed Salah? I don't like Liverpool. If anyone knows who's watching the channel, I hate Liverpool, right? But I genuinely believe, currently speaking, Mohamed Salah is the best right winger in the world. And for me personally, I don't think, if I'm being totally honest, bias aside, I don't think I've ever seen a right winger better than Mohamed Salah in the Premier League era. Ever since I started watching football, I haven't seen a right winger in this league who's better than Mohamed Salah. Not only does he get goals and assists, but he's actually a good footballer. World class, absolutely world class. No one can deny this. Salah is cooking for Liverpool, man. He just keeps on bailing them out. At some point I tuned into the Liverpool game. I said it was a 2-2, 71st minute. I said, these bastards are going to win it. I'm not going to win. Let me cross my fingers and hope that somehow it ends in a draw, or somehow Southampton nick a last minute winner. Tune back in, end of the match, 3-2 Liverpool win. I'm thinking, flip it out, man. I thought they'd drop points. Not to say that the title race has anything to do with Man United, because we're far away from it. But I wouldn't want Liverpool to win. I'd even rather have Arsenal winning. I'd even have City winning over Liverpool. You know, but big up to Liverpool and Arne Slot. What they are doing is very, very good, man. They are doing a very, very good job. No one thought Slot was going to do well when he came in. If anything, majority of Liverpool fans were worried to say, who's this Slot guy? We're going to struggle under him. We're not going to do anything. But there he is. 12 games into the Premier League. He's already won 10 and drawn 1 and lost 1. That is a proper manager. Proper manager right there. And let's not forget they're top of the Champions League group. They are looking very strong this season, and they're quite scary. I can't lie. If ever there was a time to capitalize on City being poor, it's now. And guess what? Liverpool are doing exactly just that. They just keep on winning and winning and winning. It doesn't have to be pretty. I didn't watch today's game, so I'm not going to say whether they played well or not. But I just know they won the game. They probably had to batten down the hatches, knuckle down, and actually fight. And they did that. By hook or by crook, they won the game. 8 points clear at the top of the league. Man City, they face Man City next at Anfield this coming weekend. That's going to be a blockbuster. That is going to be a blockbuster. That fixture, if Man City lose that game, because don't get it twisted, they just lost 4-0 at home to Spurs, which took the gap between them and Liverpool from 5 points to 11 points, to 8 points rather. So if they beat Man City at the Etihad, it's 11 points clear in 13 games played. For me, I'm not saying Liverpool will be champions, but they'll most certainly be believing it. In the dressing room, they'll be thinking, you know what? We've actually got a chance here. We can win it. We can win this league title. City are fumbling it, not playing well. Arsenal are Arsenal. Chelsea are not going to win it. Chelsea are doing a very good job under Enzo Maresca, but they're not going to win the league title. Let's not do that. There's no need to push unnecessary pressure on them. I know they spent well over $1 billion and all of that, but the people who kept on going for Todd Bowley saying, oh no, Bowley doesn't know what he's doing, he's just messing around. Look at the squad he has now managed to assemble at Chelsea. I know he's got like 600 players in the club, but the squad he's got and the squad depth, attack, midfield, defense, they have got a very, very good team. Very, very good team. And I was speaking to one of my mates today in the morning. He was telling me about how Enzo Maresca is doing his thing silently, and he expects Chelsea to be challenging for the title in the next 2 years. And you know what? If I'm being honest, I don't think he's crazy. I think he's right to expect his club to be challenging. They're moving in the right direction. They look like they've got the right manager in Enzo Maresca. He's doing his thing. He's winning week in, week out. Well, not week in, week out, but he's there and thereabout. He's won more than he's lost. He's doing a good job. They won their game yesterday 2-1. May have been scrappy, but they won it. They won the game. Nico Jackson, my guy. People say this guy is washed, he's not good enough. Trust me, Nico Jackson is a very, very good footballer. He might not be the most clinical of strikers, but he's a good overall footballer. I'd love someone like him at Man United over someone like Højlund. I'd trade them in a heartbeat. And to think they got him for about 30 million and we were forced to pay about 72 million pounds for Højlund pisses me off. It really, really does. But like I said, it's one of those things. Chelsea won, so I believe they might be third now. Are they third or fourth? I think they might be third or fourth in the Premier League title, in the Premier League table. So it's obviously Liverpool on top, 8 points clear above Man City, and I believe Arsenal are second. I don't know. I haven't checked the league table after today's game with Ipswich. I just literally decided, let me come go live easy because it's late and I quickly want to end the live. I don't want to be too long today. But basically, Liverpool won, Chelsea won, Arsenal won, City lost. So it's good news City lost, but the bad news is Liverpool continue to win. Like, we don't, I think I speak for every Man United fan out here when I say that we do not want Liverpool to win the Premier League or the Champions League. They can't win either one. They shouldn't be allowed to win either one. So hopefully that doesn't happen. They don't win it. And I don't know, maybe Arsenal can step up. Maybe Chelsea are not winning it. Maybe Arsenal can step up and win it. It'll be annoying because their fans will be all over Twitter and YouTube. They'll just be making noise. But at least it won't be Liverpool. So, yeah, man. Overall, the weekend, in terms of hate watches, they weren't successful because Chelsea won, like I said, Liverpool won, Arsenal won, City. The only successful hate watch was City versus Spurs. And to be fair, we all know Spurs are Manchester City's bogey team, right? So I don't think anyone was genuinely surprised with the outcome of yesterday, like the result, with the fact that Spurs beat City, because it's happened so many times. I believe there's a stat now that says Spurs have got the best record against Manchester City of all the sides who are currently playing in the Premier League. I believe they've got something like 7 wins in the last 10 games against City. Like literally, anytime Spurs faces Man City, right, they'll win. The one time they couldn't win was when they knew if they had won, the league would go over to Arsenal. So you have to respect it. They said, no, we're not going to win. Son went in one-on-one, and I told you, I called it sabotage. I remember at the time I said, this is direct sabotage from Heung-min Son. He knew exactly what he was doing. He could have finished the one-on-one, but he chose to hit it against the goalkeeper. It's one of those things, guys. It is. It's one of those things. But like I said, Chelsea won, Liverpool won, Arsenal won, City lost. Speaking of Arsenal, I watched that game yesterday, and that right there was the Arsenal that we've all come to know in the past few years at least. Past 2 years that Arsenal have been the sides to push Man City proper, they've been playing very fast, aggressive football, beautiful football. But for some weird reason this season so far, Arteta decided to throw that playbook out the way and started to become Tony Pulis and Jose Mourinho molded and one, trying to defend for his life. Yesterday there was none of that. They went to Nottingham Forest. This is a Nottingham Forest that's in good form, by the way. A Forest side that's been playing very, very well. They go at them. I know that's at the Emirates. They go at them. They press them high. They put pressure on them, putting in slide tackles, and the goals they scored, man. Bukayo Saka, world-class goal. I'm not saying he's world-class. I'm saying the goal he scored was absolutely world-class. For him to cut in with his left foot and cut in and just absolutely just smash it into the back of the net. What a goal. Then, of course, he goes on to set up, in the second half, he sets up Thomas Partey to make it 2-0 to Arsenal. Another very good goal. After then, I said, you know what, screw this. Arsenal have won the game. The hate watch has been an utter failure. No point watching. I stopped watching. When I checked at the end of the time, at full time, 3-0 Arsenal. Apparently, Ethan Waneri came off the bench and scored as well. So, that for me is a bit of a positive. Like, look, as a Man United fan, we're in the trenches. We're having to rely on our rivals to save our asses. Imagine, we can't do it ourselves. So we have to rely on the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, even City to an extent. Of course, City won't do it. They won't win the league this season. They don't look the same without Rodri. They don't. And the fact that, given the fact that they're going to Anfield next, they're not winning that game. It's going to be 6 losses in a row for Pep Guardiola. He could easily be, this time next week on Sunday when we do the weekend roundup, we could easily be sitting here talking about how Pep Guardiola has now lost 6 games in a row. And for the first time in his career, he lost 6 games in a row. And not only that, he's now 11 points behind Liverpool. If that happens, yeah, it's done. It's done for City. Not done for Liverpool. They will still get caught up or whatever by Arsenal or the others. But in terms of Man City, I think it'll do a lot of damage psychologically, mentally, if they lose away to Anfield. Because that now brings the gap to 11 points. You know. But anyways, it is what it is. Like I said today's live stream would be a short one. I'm quite tired. I know I spent a lot of the time in the beginning of the video talking about Man United. Disappointed not to have won the game, like I said. We got a draw. Wasn't fantastic. We didn't play well. We were rubbish. Onwards and upwards, really. Can't really go lower than we are. We're 12th right now. Hopefully, Ruben Amorim learned a few things from tonight's game, and hopefully, we will see him implement a bit of change against. I think it's Bodo Glimt during the week against in the Europa League. If I'm not mistaken, the Europa League is back this week, midweek. I think it is. So, we've got a good number of games coming up soon. We've also got a big game away at the Emirates, where we just don't seem to win. We've also got flipping Man City away at the Etihad. So we've got some big games coming up. So we need to start collecting wins, get the points on the board, start winning the games. You know, but it's one of those things. Liverpool are top of the Premier League, absolutely sickening. City are fumbling without Rodri. They look awful. Arsenal, they've been absolutely rubbish all season. But yesterday they were brilliant. They looked very good to watch, very entertaining. And then who else? Chelsea, just ticking along under Enzo Maresca's leadership, doing their thing. So hopefully Ruben can also, in time, start to implement his own style of football and do his thing. Because today, I don't think we really saw what Amorim ball is about. We saw glimpses here and there. The goal, for example, Ahmad runs down the line and crosses it in for Marcus Rashford to just tap in with his left foot. It was a good game. It was not a good game. It was a good sign of things that are to come. But we need to see more from him. We definitely need to see more from him. So, as I said, disappointing weekend in terms of footballing results. Most of my rivals won, except for Man City, who, let's be honest, I don't care about them. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Like I said, hopefully against Bodo Glimt it does something better. Hopefully it changes the starting 11. I want to see lots of changes. Give other players a chance. Keep rotating until you figure out how it works. But yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. To everyone who tuned in. Thanks for liking, I guess. Also try and keep on hitting the like button, guys. Anyone who is new to the community, as I always say, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel And if you are subscribed, turn on the post notifications. So whenever I go live, you just get notifications just like that instantly, letting you know that we're live. We do the live shows Sunday night after the big games. That's when we do the weekend roundup. So make sure to tune in again next week. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video on 5 things we learned watching Man United draw against Ipswich Town. So be sure to check that out tomorrow. I'm going to do that, and then I might be doing a preview of our game in the Europa League midweek. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But like I said, thanks to everyone who joined. Let me just write to, I think there was like 2 more comments I didn't go through. Rajat V says, I'm more annoyed. Could have won than draw. Yeah, we definitely could have won it, but if we're being honest, we didn't deserve to win. And then David Obreja says, say David, I guess. Yes, I just said it. But yeah, like I said, to everyone who tuned in, thanks for tuning in. Please ensure to hit the like button. Let's get those like numbers up. And yeah, man, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys soon. Peace.